Hi everyone, this is Teresa at Owl's Nest Quilters and welcome to FYI. Today I want to talk with you a little bit in detail about the Flying Geese Bloc Loc ruler. This ruler is pretty special and unique because of the grooves that are cut into the back of it. They call it Bloc Loc because it literally locks into the seam of your flying geese or whatever other type of block you're making, and allows you a little bit of security so it doesn't slip and slide around. That also eliminates the need for the sticky dots like the sandpaper dots and such. So the locking grooves here are extremely helpful in keeping the ruler steady, which also makes your cutting more accurate. So what I'm going to demonstrate to you today is on the Flying Geese ruler. Remember, there are many ways to get your flying geese to this point. Whatever size you need, they make a Bloc Loc size that will work for it. So today I'm going to show you how it grips onto these seam lines. Essentially all you do is lay the ruler on top of the flying geese and literally just slide it in so it locks into the seam. So when I lock it into the seam, I literally can move it and the piece will go with the ruler. It's locked in that tightly. So when you get a close look at the ruler, you're going to see a dotted line around the edge. This indicates your 1/4 inch seam allowance. So it adds that 1/4 inch seam allowance onto your cut piece, so you don't need to do that. So now I'm going to demonstrate with the help of my rotating mat. I'm going to demonstrate how to cut this flying geese. So now we've positioned the ruler over the top of our flying geese. The first most important thing you need to look at is to make sure on this top edge that a little bit of fabric goes beyond the edge of the ruler. If you don't do that, then when you sew your 1/4 inch seam through there, your points aren't going to be correct. They'll either be too far away from the seam line or you'll cut your points out, cut your points off. So be sure that these lock in such that you can see that I have a little bit of extra across the top here. So that's the first important thing. The second important thing is that where my ruler is locked into the seam, I want to be sure that edge between the two fabrics continues on right down to the point. I don't want those points, I don't want any extra on the edges of the points, so I don't get square points when I, or square corners when I go to piece my flying geese into the rest of the quilt. So once my ruler is positioned and it's locked into place, I can cut. I'm going to begin, I'm a right-hander, so I'm going to begin with the right side and across the top. So it's this simple. You just take and you cut this side off, then you cut that side off. Then I use my trusty rotating mat because I don't have to move anything, and I twirl it around. Now I'm going to go finish the cut by cutting the right side again and across the top. As a right-hander, once I cut those two sides, I'm always cutting the right and the top. It's never the left and the bottom, it's always the right and the top. So once I do that, you can see that I have this perfect little flying geese block from my ruler. So the demonstration was with the Flying Geese ruler, but I did want to let you know that we do carry a variety of other styles of the Bloc Loc rulers. One of my other favorites is the half square triangle. That comes in multi-packs like the Flying Geese or as individual pieces. And then this shows that you can get whatever size you want as an individual piece. I have the strip set ruler cutter that you can use for cutting strip sets, and there's also a triangle ruler. So if you enjoyed that demonstration on the Bloc Loc rulers, please feel free to stop by at Owl's Nest Quilters and we will be happy to answer your question on any of the other Bloc Loc products.
Owl's Nest Quilters, because you love to create.